Hey there. So the sun is shining finally this week, although it's blowing a hoolie. I wanted to pop on and start to do some more speaking because it's where everything gets activated for me. That information can sit there an awful long time until it's kind of spoken out, and it normally comes out. These big aha moments come out in my one-to-one client work. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the post I did yesterday, which I named Twinkly Reiki. And the reason I say that is because when people come to see me, they they often think that Reiki is the answer, that a couple of sessions or a course of sessions is going to give them the answer to all their problems. And I did. So I completely understand that. But what I say to them is, look, what's going on? Because I don't twinkle around with Reiki. I just don't. Reiki for me is real. It has worked for me in so many ways. When I had my autoimmune disease, and I share this story often with my students, I had an actual bleed behind my eye. I went to see my Reiki master to get some really deep work done, some processing. And when I went to get the photograph taken, it had gone. And I don't often share that story because I don't like to give people hope, because that was a real one-off for me. It didn't always happen. It certainly didn't rid me of my issues. But what Reiki does do is work with the subconscious mind. It starts to bring into your awareness what you need to do for yourself. It brings you back to yourself. And this is why all of the work I do is called reconnection, because it actually reconnects those parts of us and brings us back into that sense of being. So the way I work with Reiki is not twinkly, it's real. I sometimes don't even work on the body. I will use a practice that works with the subconscious mind. I do obviously work with the body to calm. I use deep meditations to get people into that space, because the other thing that I've found is, because of the way the world is at the moment, we're all stressed out. And the problem is when people come into me, they're so stressed out that putting them on the bed for half an hour isn't enough to get them there, especially if they're transporting themselves back into a stressful situation, a stressful environment. Now, this isn't a telling off. This is because this is what I did. This is what I did. I would get some Reiki, I would go back, still continue with my habits, and then go back again. And it's a waste of money. And for me, working with clients that don't make actual physical changes for the better in my life, in their life, then it's not ethical for me to continue to work with them. So when you come to me for Reiki session, we'll start with a Reiki session, you get a comprehensive consultation form. And you get that because I need to know what's going on in your lifestyle to advise you on how to go forward with Reiki, how many course of treatments. And this is what I teach in my level 2, is how to actually work with a client, how to work with yourself. One session of Reiki every 6 months is not going to do anyone any favors. This is about consistent practice. I always offer in between the sessions meditations, journal prompts, things that work for that person to enable them to process between sessions. If you come stressed, you leave relaxed and you go back into a stressful situation, then it's just a complete waste of your 50 quid or however much you're spending. So what I tend to do in my sessions is I make a comprehensive treatment plan, and people return to me because it helps them make better changes in their life. And what it also does is bring into awareness the issues that they're working with. I use different modalities in my Reiki that come up intuitively. And then we get on the bed, we do the actual physical work, relax, receive, notice. And then I often get the question, what did you see? And often I don't see, I feel I'm guided to where I need to go on the body, or I'm guided to the practice that I'm going to use. Really, it's better for me to hear what someone else saw, felt, experienced in their own bodies, and then I can guide them to the right meditation. So Reiki is not twinkly for me. It's an actual practical tool to help you get through life because life is tough. The other thing that I do in my training is that's what I teach people. to use it on a daily basis, to use it in your meditations, to encourage it into all of your practices, to know that Reiki is with you, to embody it every day. Use it when you're ill. The last time I was ill, I used the distance symbol over to get rid of my fever. The next morning I woke up, and it could have been a coincidence, but it certainly didn't do it any harm. We also, in the Reiki training, have a group, that we can ask for support. We can ask for practical support around starting as a practitioner. We can ask for support when we're going through hell. We meet for Reiki shares and things like that to be able to support each other. And I love it. I love that I've got this community of fantastic practitioners that want to learn and grow and work together. And they've all done shares together. They've all, used each other as case studies as well. And it's good. And it's a really good practical tool. So I am waffling a little bit now, but it's mostly because I'm so passionate about using Reiki, not as a way to escape the body, but to get into the body even more, to listen to the messages that your body's giving you. Life runs so fast. It's so fast. And we're not designed to work that way. And when things get stuck, having some time out to slow down, get into the body, listen to what's happening, to notice what might be the emotion underlying that stuckness that we feel, and then supporting you to release over a period of time and working together to create a relationship of trust. A lot of my students have worked with me in different ways, including coming to me for, one-to-ones and stuff. So I like to build that relationship, that community, because that's how we create change. It takes a village, right? It takes a village. So I'm sorry for being so passionate and lively, but I just think sometimes it's really worth explaining. My courses and my training are not just about gaining a certificate so that you can put it on the wall. I did that and it was shit. I didn't use it practically, and I know so many people, friends of mine, that have done it and they never touch it again. And the importance of Reiki is to know that it's with you, to create flow into your life and to make really positive changes. So if you've got any questions, drop them down in the box. And I'd love to see you for a session, or ask me some questions about the training. But you don't get twinkly, you generally get real. Okay, have a good day and enjoy the sunshine. Lots of love.